What is up, guys? This is the Zoostuber, and today I am back finally with my promo breakdown of the new Season 6B teaser trailer for obviously The Walking Dead Season 6. It mainly just includes footage from episode 609. So basically, it's just a teaser for the mid-season premiere, essentially. We didn't really get anything past 609 as far as I can tell. Now, there isn't a lot of new footage in this promo, but there are a few new shots. They're usually very quick, and they're all from the same scene, in the same two scenes basically, so there isn't a lot to talk about, but there are a few things I noticed that are worth discussing in this breakdown, so I figured let's just get right into this. Now the first shot we get here is just basically some more teasing of this scene here that we got in 608. We got Rick and company in their walker coated garb, their ponchos. They're about to go out into the herd. Now, it was my understanding that it was daytime, or maybe late afternoon during this scene here. But this is the only scene from inside Alexandria in this promo that is actually during the day. So somewhere along the lines, it turns to night, which does confuse me about a couple different things, and I'll get into that as we go on. Let's zoom through here. Just basically, he's the new world. In the beginning here, Rick is basically just having a little bit of a voiceover work where he's like, I thought we could live safely behind the walls. I was wrong. Just hyping us up, basically. Nothing too big. And then as we continue, we get another shot here of some of the saviors here. Everything now belongs to Negan, yada yada yada. That BS. This is basically showing us that the prologue scene from 608 is actually a scene from 609. It wasn't just an after credit scene. It really is a scene from the next episode. They just threw in there, so that's pretty cool there. And then we get this is a newer shot. It is on the same scene, but obviously we have Daryl handing over a pistol to this guy here, who is one of the heads of the Saviors. Obviously Negan runs the whole operation, or the whole group, but he's probably one of his one of his right-hand men, so to speak. Obviously then there's probably a few other ones as well, like the guy we met in episode 607. I'm not talking about Dwight, I'm talking about the other one. I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head, but he's the one we never got to see his face. But he chopped off the other Savior's arm because he got bit. But then we got our first shot here of some walkers, more walkers inside Alexandria. It is nighttime here, so somewhere between the end of 608 and 609, we do get some kind of time skip. I wonder if we'll see the time progress through the episode till it gets to nighttime. Which that would be the most logical thing to me, considering they can't really skip over much, because that would just be a cop-out. So it's going to be kind of weird to see how they handle this. We get a shot here of Michonne and Rick once again at night. So they seem to have survived. Well, obviously they did, but they survived that scene with Sam and Jesse and Ron, and Sam calling out. But they're here fighting some walkers. They're surrounded. Things are pretty intense right now. Obviously, Rick is sweaty and covered in blood, as usual in the show. Nothing new there. But it's also to note they're the only two in this shot. It doesn't look like they have their walker ponchos on anymore. So this is after that scene, where we're assuming, it's not going to be confirmed, but if they follow the comics, we can assume that Jesse, Ron, and Sam are all going to die, similar to the comic book fashion, where Jesse's hand gets cut off because she's dragging Carl down with her, and so forth, and Sam gets devoured, yada yada yada. As we zoom through here, we get a shot here of Michonne swinging her sword, and if you look in the background, it is very low quality teaser that I was able to get my hands on. It's blurry as well, but that is Spencer behind her on the left, so he is in this episode finally. Because we know that most of the Alexandrians were kept out of the mid-season finale, except for Tobin, who was in it for about 10 seconds. But as we continue, she swings, and we see that Heath is behind her on the other side. So Heath finally is back in another episode. We haven't seen him in quite a while. Obviously the first half, the first 8 episodes take place over about 2 days, so it hasn't been like he's been gone forever, but in terms of episode time, he's been gone for quite a few episodes. As we continue here, we get a shot just of Glenn in the safe zone. Once again, things are at night, so he makes it into the safe zone. We don't see Enid in this shot, but he looks like he's probably running to go and try and save Maggie. He fires a shot here. Pretty cool stuff. Then we get a shot here of the Saviors once again. Obviously, either Abraham, Sasha, or Daryl do something that maybe makes them jump a little bit because this guy raises his gun at them, as well as everyone else has their guns raised at this point. They're not at a relaxed position. They're kind of like, oh, what's going on here? They're raising their guns at them. So we'll have to see how that transpires. Then we get another shot here of Carl and Rick once again at night. Now here they are still covered in their Walker Guts ponchos. Now it's hard to tell. I can't tell if Carl is holding baby Judith here. It looks like if they pan out a little farther, we might see him holding her underneath his poncho. I don't know. That's still up in the air. However, his eye is still there. So this would lead me to believe, because I don't think we're gonna cut to episode 9, because they say it takes place immediately after the end of 608, so it would still be daytime for that scene there where they're all holding hands. So it seems like Carl survives that whole scene there, with them holding hands and Jesse dying and so forth, without losing his eye, which would probably mean that the spoilers we got were wrong. And Ron doesn't actually shoot Carl's eye out. Ron probably gets taken down too, or he runs off somewhere, something of that sort. And then maybe the wolf, because the wolf still has a gun. The wolf would make the most sense to me. Maybe he actually shoots Carl's eye out, because it would seem to me that Carl should have already lost his eye at this point in the episode if there isn't a time skip. Does that make sense? I know I'm kind of talking in like circles here, but I'm thinking it was daytime at the end of 608. We know 609 takes place right after 608, like within seconds. So, and we all thought Carl would lose his eye around that point should Ron, get pissed and, try to take Jesse's gun. And since it's nighttime here, time has passed and Carl still has his eye. So either it's not going to happen at all, or the wolf will do it at this point, is my bet. As we continue, we get a shot here of Lauren Cohan, who plays Maggie. She's screaming in the promo itself. It sounds like Glenn. So in this, it's not like a happy Glenn. It's kind of like, oh my God, I'm watching him get devoured. I doubt that's what's happening, but she obviously thinks he's in some kind of danger right now, because this is not a happy to see you type of Glenn. If you've seen the promo, I'll leave a link in the description, in the comment section as well, if you guys go and check it out. They've showed it a couple different times during the marathons going on right now that I've been watching. So I'll leave that for you in the description and the comment section on the check out. But it doesn't sound like a happy to see you type of Glenn. It's kind of like, oh my God, Glenn, what's going on? It's not a good yell. But she's still seemingly on top of the platform. And as we continue, we got another shot here of Rick going off, killing some more walkers. That takes up most of the shots from the promo. And then, once again, the last shot is of just him taking out more walkers. So, very cool stuff there. Like I said, there's not a lot of new footage, but they do give us a couple teases of what to expect in episode 609, which is rumored to be titled No Way Out. It hasn't been officially announced by AMC, but that's what all of these spoiler sources are saying. That's what's being called No Way Out. It would make the most sense to me, and I'm excited for the episode. And we're down to 46 days left, so we're almost there, guys. It's going by pretty fast for me, at least. Because obviously, I was just in school for most of it, and it's a holiday break now, so I can't complain too much. But we're getting there. We're gonna get through this together, and I'll see you guys later.